Welcome to Spindle and Spoon Homestead, your place for simple living and hand spinning. Today's video is about cleaning up the fall garden, harvesting the last of the veggies, saving seeds, and all of that cleanup you need to do right before the first frost. Here in Louisiana, our first frost is usually sometime in late October, early November. But this year, it still hasn't quite come. We've had small pockets of frost and temps in the high 30s at night, but not a real frost. But on one of those days when the forecast was saying it might frost tonight, I decided we should clean up the garden. We had a lot of different things. We had a lot of failures. All of those seedlings that I had planted, cabbage and broccoli and stuff, they all did not make it. But we did have some carrots and some garlic and radishes that sprouted really well, and those get to stay in the garden because they can survive a frost and they just grow throughout the winter. But I did want to harvest a lot of other things that can't handle the frost, and also save some of the seeds, like these loofahs. Loofahs cannot survive a frost, although these brown ones are done. They're all dried up, so they would be fine, but I'm harvesting them to use as loofah sponges and also to save the seeds. And one of the biggest and most important jobs was to harvest indigo seeds. Also, I forgot to mention, I let my kids film this footage, so it's a little shaky. I hope that it's not too distracting, but they were so excited about it, and it is shaky, but it does offer a kind of a different point of view, which is fun. And I try to teach them a little, and I'm going to keep teaching them because they're really interested in making movies and YouTube, so hopefully they will improve with time. But anyway, the indigo, I grew a lot of indigo. I'll share some links below of my other indigo videos, and I needed to harvest the mature seeds. Indigo seeds take a very long time to mature, and if the frost comes before they're matured, then it just kills the plant and you don't get any seeds. So I was kind of anxious about this, but it looks like I was able to get a lot of seeds, and it still hasn't frosted, so I might get even more, which is awesome. I hope to sell some indigo seeds on my online shop. This is our tomato patch. We had a dismal season for tomatoes. We did get some peppers in the end, and our basil and Thai basil did really well. Also, our okra was amazing. We've got lots of okra seed pods now. This is the red okra that's called burgundy okra. Here's our basil and Thai basil, and my daughter's picking some poblano peppers. Peppers will be killed by a frost, so we want to be sure and get all of those. With the indigo, I'm basically looking through the indigo patch and cutting out any of the mature seeds that I see. I don't want to cut out flowers that haven't quite matured yet, in the hopes that they will eventually mature before the frost. Another trick you can do with indigo is to harvest the flowers when they're getting nearly mature and take them inside to protect them from frost and put them in a vase of water, and the seeds will mature over time indoors. We also have plenty of weeds, really big weeds to cut down. I think some of this is bone set, which is actually medicinal, and it's everywhere. It's kind of a cool plant and the bees love it, but I didn't want the seeds to blow all over my garden, so it was time to cut that down. For those of you who keep up with all of my homestead news, you'll know that a raccoon has absolutely decimated my chicken coop, killing over 10 chickens, I think it was. So my update with that is that we bought a live trap and we're able to humanely trap and relocate not one, but 2 raccoons so far. And I also got more laying hens from a local person, so that's some good news. We have a lot of daikon radishes growing, and I let my kids pick one. They should get even bigger than this, but this one's pretty impressive. Managed to get some okra, some peppers, a radish. I think this is a Gulf fritillary butterfly. I left the basil plants out for the pollinators. The sunlight is so harsh at this time of year. It's so low down in the sky that it makes these videos and pictures that have high contrast sun and the shadows. Like if you don't stand correctly, you'll see your shadow in the shot. It makes for some interesting film. We did get a few green tomatoes. This is our entire tomato harvest this summer. It's pretty sad. Gardening is always humbling. These are marigold seeds that I'm harvesting, so I can plant even more marigolds next year. Marigolds are a dye plant, and they also deter some kinds of insects and pests. And we did get several peppers in the end. They didn't grow well this summer, but they grew well in the fall. And that's our harvest basket. This Thai basil is just so happy. I love seeing it with the pollinators all over it. And this is the Italian basil. We found lots of mushrooms in our soil. That's a sign of good microbial growth. You want your soil to be active and alive. So mushrooms are a good sign. We cleaned up the okra plants and the giant weeds and things that we don't want in our compost. And we put it all in our burn pile. And we've got so much basil, but it's mostly seeds and flowers. So it's not great for cooking with, but I decided to harvest some for the rabbits because they love it. The rabbits are all doing really well here on the back porch. Winter is coming and I'm not too worried because our winters are very mild, but I have some ideas in mind if it does get very bitterly cold. I've got some ideas to keep them safe and warm. None of them will need to be sheared until probably like March, so they should be fine in the winter with their long coats. Speaking of their long coats, I'm really excited. I just paid the invoice for my Louisiana yarn to the mill that's making yarn for me from my Angora fiber and some Louisiana Gulf Coast native sheep wool. So keep an eye out for that. I'm not sure when they'll be done, but soon I will have some Louisiana grown yarn in my shop. Here's Falcor, our luck dragon. And the bunny's enjoying their basil. Everyone has been very healthy lately with good appetites, happy and healthy. Today is, while I'm doing this voiceover, today is the day before Thanksgiving. So I'm going to be spending the rest of the day making some pies and a fruit salad and a couple other things. My family and I make the whole meal together, just like my husband and my kids and I, because we're too far away really to travel. So we get to do Thanksgiving all on our own, and it's a lot of fun. I hope that you have a happy Thanksgiving tomorrow, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out my blog, spindleandspoonhomestead.com.